everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another review. So today I'm finally going to be talking about the latest addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Thor Ragnarok. So Thor Ragnarok is the third film in the Thor series and is directed by Taika Waititi. We have the returning characters of Thor played by Chris Hemsworth, Loki played by Tom Hiddleston, Idris Elba as Heimdall, and all of your other favourites, plus some new favourites. Thor Ragnarok follows Thor, who is half run out of Asgard when the supervillainess and goddess of death Hela rises once again. Hela's ultimate plan is to take over Asgard and as many worlds as she possibly can, while Thor and Loki end up in a very strange planet run by the Grand Master, played by Jeff Goldblum. And in order to save Asgard from Ragnarok, Thor must go through great lengths to get back home. For example, gladiator matches, talking puzzle rocks, and spaceships. Standard. I was extremely excited for Thor Ragnarok because it is directed by Taika Waititi, who is a New Zealand indie director who has directed such films as What We Do in the Shadows and Hunt for the Wilder People, two films I love. And he really brings his own indie flair to Thor Ragnarok. It is full of bright colours, 80s synth scores, and a great soundtrack. Taika Waititi has this really cool, dry New Zealand humour, which I think he brought a lot into this film, mainly through his cameo as the character of Karl, who Thor encounters on this mysterious planet. But overall, I think Taika Waititi did a great job directing, brought his own individual flair, but I do feel like Marvel should have let him have a bit more space to be there as a director. Obviously, he didn't write the screenplay for this one, and I feel like if he had, it would have been incredible. The screenplay for this film isn't necessarily bad, it just has some of the stereotypical ha-ha, this is old Marvel comedy in it, and I think the only type of refreshing comedy comes from Taika Waititi and Korg. Chris Hemsworth is returning as Thor, and Thor's never been my favourite Avenger, but he may be in the running now. I think Chris Hemsworth has great comedic timing, I really love Thor as a character, I think his intentions are great, and I just love the dynamic he has with all of these characters. Him and Loki as brothers have always had a really interesting relationship, and the way that the two actors, Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth, play off each other is really, really great. We also have Mark Ruffalo returning as the Hulk, or Bruce Banner, in this film, as Thor encounters him, as you see in the trailer, in a great gladiator match, and I love the dynamic between Thor and the Hulk. I think their dialogue's great, and I love their characters in their bromance. The character of the Grand Master is a little bit strange, and one I could have seen anyone play. With a great actor such as Jeff Goldblum, you would have thought he would have brought a little bit more to the table, but the Grand Master felt like kind of a wasted villainous role, unless he's going to be in future films. The real villain of this whole film is Cate Blanchett herself, the Queen, Hela, and let me tell you now, what a boss-ass bitch. Of course she's a supervillain and she wants to take down Thor, and that is bad, but I understood her motivations. She showed everyone that she was strong and powerful and was willing to do pretty much anything to take over Asgard. And no one in the world is better to do that role than Cate Blanchett. One day I want her to come and kill me. I want to die via Cate Blanchett. And another badass female in this film is Tessa Thompson, who plays Valkyrie. I really liked her character. I kind of wish she was more part of the story. I liked her background, but I do know she's going to be in future Avengers films, so hopefully we'll get to see a lot more of her. She was still a kick-ass female character, and I really, really liked her role in this film. If I could describe Thor Ragnarok in one sentence, it would be a really freaking good time. This film has lots of comedy, lots of colour, lots of great action, the synth score is great, the soundtrack's great, and it's overall just a fun blockbuster to watch in theatres. That's not to say it doesn't have its issues, because it definitely does. It suffers from the same old Marvel humour that kind of just falls flat, and the tonal shifts. This is the biggest problem I had with this film. It feels like it wants to be serious, but then it leads on to a joke, and it's kind of a little bit awkward, and you don't really know what the scene is supposed to be. It happens in most superhero films slash Marvel films, and I'm not going to give the film the excuse because of that. it's a problem that definitely needs fixing. Another issue I had with the film was there were some characters that were definitely underdeveloped. I think they got a really great cast here. We have Karl, who's also in the film. We have Rachel House, who is a great New Zealand actress, who was also in Taika Waititi's other film, Hunt for the Wilder People. Obviously Jeff Goldblum and Tessa Thompson, great actors. I just feel like these characters may be a little bit overcrowded in Thor Ragnarok, and I feel like the story may be a little bit overcrowded as well. Because we have this one long mission of Thor getting back to Asgard to save the day, but we have all this stuff in between as well, like gladiator matches and character development, and I guess the character development needs to be there, but gladiator matches I don't know if are necessary. And when you've watched all that and the ending happens, it feels a little bit too rushed and underdeveloped. We also have an issue that this film kind of ignores Thor canon and kind of throws a lot of the old characters out the window and never mentions them again. Thor Ragnarok is way better than Thor the Dark World, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun to watch in the cinema. There are just things you may have to ignore. This film has everything a great Marvel movie should have. It has great characters, it has great action, and it has a super great villain. But there are things that could be improved. The little details, I don't know, they just bugged me. I had a great time watching Thor Ragnarok. It's 10 times better than The Dark World. I was just slightly disappointed in how they threw some of the details out the window. Nevertheless, Thor Ragnarok is definitely, in my book, the best Marvel movie of the year. When you look at Spider-Man Homecoming and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor Ragnarok looks like The Godfather. But enough from me. What are your thoughts on Thor Ragnarok? Leave them down below in the comments. And of course, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing lots more videos for you guys very, very soon. All my social media links, including my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Letterboxd, will be down below in the description. Come follow me. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye!